If you own a car, then you are familiar with getting an oil change. But what if I told you that your next oil change may be double the cost and there's a possibility that you may not be able to get one at all? Dealerships have been sending out bulletins to their employees, letting them know that an oil shortage is coming. Times are becoming increasingly hard to stay financially afloat. Check out these videos and hear for yourself, because this may impact you the next time you go to get an oil change.
Breaking news, as we have a new major crisis brewing in this country due to Trump's war with Iran, and that is we are about to run out of motor oil. That's right, the oil you need to run the engine in your vehicle. If you use a gas-powered vehicle, the oil is running out and running out fast, and prices are starting to surge. There is a run on motor oil occurring as we speak. People are rushing to try and get the oil changed in their cars while there is still supply. The only way to fix this right now is to have the war end and have the Strait of Hormuz open to get the oil sitting on the ships flowing and get the facilities in the Middle East repaired and working again. Right now, industry experts expect the shortage of motor oil to go for a year to 18 months through 2027. And that's just if they can get things moving here within the next several weeks. And prices will remain high during this entire time. As always, let me know what you think about this. Follow along for more. Spread the word, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
All right, guys, listen up. If you own a car in the United States of America, this video is for you. If you don't own a car, you don't drive, you don't operate a vehicle, you could keep scrolling. All right, guys, so for all of us that do operate cars, I want to give you some unfortunate news. So according to news sources, thanks to the fucking lovely war that we have currently going on with Iran, and the Strait of Hormuz still remaining closed, there is a shortage on motor oil. Yes, guys, yes. And they're reporting that this is already, across the board. All states have reported that they are extremely low on motor oil. And the next time we can get some, they're saying that when, for things to catch back up, if they do reopen the Strait of Hormuz and we are able to get more within the next couple of weeks, it could take up to, upwards of 6 months to recuperate from the shortage that we're currently experiencing. So yeah, see, now my problem is, hold on, let me explain what I mean. So if everybody can't see, I am way past due on an oil change, way past due. But an oil change for my car that is not a luxury vehicle, it's a Hyundai, is running upward of $87. And considering that I fill my tank up every day or every other day, and that is also running me in upwards of $50, I kind of have to pick and choose my battles because I kind of need the gas to get to my place of employment, to make money, to be able to eventually change the oil. But now that seems more of a priority, considering that there's a shortage of motor oil in the United States of America that is only expected to get progressively worse and extremely quickly, according to news sources. So this is fantastic. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Share the video so everyone knows. And please, you don't have to listen to me. Please go look it up and heed my warning. Go change your oil now before, God forbid, we run out. All right, guys, be safe out there. I love you. Have a great day. Fucking shit.
Motor oil, brother. It might be a good time to get a discount prior to prices going higher, or you might not be able to get oil at all. Now, this is slightly conflicting for me because anecdotally, I went to Sam's Club and they were very stocked. And not only stocked, but discounted, so I grabbed more. But it's hard to ignore that shortages will happen. You'd have to be completely brain dead with a cult-like mindset to not see that disruptions are coming because of a certain war of choice. Now, with motor oil, for long-term storage, buy sealed quarts of synthetic, and most manufacturers are going to print a 5-year shelf life. However, it's longer than that. I'd use 10-year-old sealed synthetic motor oil. No question. And there are products that you can buy if you've got old motor oil. Curious if you have any recommendations like ZDDP, or what would you use? Let us know. But the best advice that I can give you right now is stock up on your make and model's motor oil and use it within 5 years, and you're all set. But getting a buffer now in case of, that's smart. Prep hard, people.
As you can see, according to some of the people in these videos, there's a strong possibility of a car motor oil shortage. A lot of people believe because of the Iran war, this will cause major problems globally for car motor oil. And it's not just oil, it's fertilizer and many other things that's affected by this war. But wait, there's more. Check out the rest of these videos.
Better get your oil changed. Motor oil is the next shortage you're about to see. We're all concerned about gasoline and prices. That shortage is coming, but motor oil is here and now, and it's the next big shortage that we're going to see. Motor oil prices have already increased significantly. I just had my oil changed. It's like, which body part do I need to sell so I can afford to do the oil change? It's worse than the gasoline. It's really was expensive. But problem is this: motor oil is extremely short, and it's going to get shorter. So definitely get your oil changed. People don't realize that this has been reported in USA Today, in CNN, and other news networks. The reason being, 98% of the motor oil that we get originates, the oils they need to use to make it originate from the Middle East, the area where all the blockage is. They can't just make it. Certain types of oil make certain types of products. And the specific type, especially for all the synthetic oils, motor oils, they come from the Middle East, and that's why we're experiencing the shortages there. So as long as that's existing, that's going to be a major problem as long as the Strait of Hormuz is blocked. So if you use synthetic, you better get it done quickly, and you better stock up because it's going to be in short supply. There you have it. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, and cuckoos, and the burned out labels. And hey, I like these high gas prices for Memorial Day, and they're only going to get worse. That shortage is coming even more in June and July when these reserves we've got run out. Mark my words. The Strait of Hormuz isn't opened. The reserves are going to be running low, and prices are going to really escalate significantly by late June and July.
So I just heard something that I found interesting. So right over here is Qatar, and that is home to the Pearl GTL, which is gas to liquid plant, where they take natural gas and they turn it into liquid, like oils, like a lot of motor oil, like 0W8, 0W16, 0W20. A lot of it comes out of here. This is like 4 times larger than any other plant of its kind. And it was hit by a bunch of Iranian bombs and heavily destroyed. How destroyed? We don't really know. It's half owned by Shell, half owned by Qatar, and it's like 49-51. So they're destroyed, and they can't ship things through the Strait of Hormuz. So a lot of companies like Toyota are saying, well, you know, they're telling their techs, they're putting out bulletins, start mixing oil, try to cushion your supply. There's a lot of people I see commenting on stuff that are like, yeah, I run, you know, an oil whatever, and we're told we can't get it, or supplies are low, we might not see any. It might take a year to fix, and that's with the strait even open. If it opens tomorrow, it's still damaged. The irony of it being Pearl GTL bombed, you know, is not completely lost on me, but this might actually turn into a real motor oil shortage. Like, your Walmart and Costco shelves might be running a bit low. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. I'm just reporting on what I hear. I don't make this stuff up. I didn't make this up. I just read it and try to scare you with it. But we'll see how it turns out. What do you guys think?
it looks like things are getting serious about this oil shortage. You got Toyota telling dealers to conserve oil on 08 and 16, 016, blending it, all this things. They're talking about recommended different oil, essentially like just throw whatever the heck you can in there, but make sure they have oil, which I have a different mindset. It is what it is. However, to my Corvette friends, if you're going to be driving your Corvette, look, just go grab a couple oil changes worth of oil. 040 and 550 supercar, get the Dexos certified, Dexos 2 certified stuff. Make sure you go grab a little bit of that. I know most of you guys aren't going to be driving 10, 20,000 miles, but if you guys are, go grab 3 or 4 oil changes worth. But grab some 040, it's the Mobil 1 040, it's the Mobil 1 550 supercar, grab some of that stuff.
So once again, MAGA has caused a catastrophe. First it was COVID, now it's these massive gas prices after this Iran war where they're going by and killing children, you know, fulfilling all their fantasies. But anyway, child murdering and ruining of America aside, there's going to be another issue we are going to have to contend with. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, you never will guess it. It is the skyrocketing price of oil, of not gasoline, oil, specifically motor oil. So, y'all Trump supporters may not have to worry about, you know, high gas prices that you caused anymore, because y'all won't even be able to drive your cars because of this stupid pedal war that you started. How's it feel? Not only is gas going to go up $7, but experts are warning us that there is a very good chance there's going to be a motor oil shortage. So, yeah, it kind of seems like, you know, I mean, I bet you, even if that happens, Trump will go by and he's like, yeah, I lowered gas, you guys can't drive anymore, so I solved the gas problem. Woo! Or, you know, I have to do it like Trump. I solved all of America's problems by making America worse.
My friend and I were going back and forth about motor oil, believe it or not gasoline. Apparently there's a run on motor oil for, like, just, you know, oil changes and such. So my advice is go get yourself a couple quarts of oil and the oil filter.
Quick update for those of you who are following along with the impending motor oil shortages coming this summer. Earlier this week, internal memos and TSBs from Toyota and Nissan regarding the motor oil shortages alongside the potential for price hikes was leaked publicly. And now we have some verification and authenticity, at least from Nissan, letting us know that is exactly what is going to happen. Although spokespeople from Nissan have said that memo did not get sent out to the dealerships, but we all know that's probably what did happen. Well, now we have AutoZone sharing a similar memo to their stores. In this leaked memo is addressed to all Southeast Region Team District parts and store managers, with the subject stating how AutoZone will navigate the impending supply shortages of motor oil, diesel engine oil, and specialty fluids. In this memo, the most important part is that last paragraph. Let's go over it. Due to the unfolding situation in the Middle East, we're facing the largest supply shortage of lubricating fluids in the modern history of America. Realistic middle-of-the-road estimates are for our average available supply in this product category to drop by 40%. Based off this leak from AutoZone, at least for the southeast portion of the U.S., expect to see only 60% of supply. That is a major reduction to where we should be. But also, those numbers are not too far off what we saw from Nissan just yesterday, and that memo was dated May 1st. So right now, it seems like heading into June, possibly the early part of the summer, expect to, one, pay more for oil, whether you are going to a local store like AutoZone or getting that oil change at your local dealership. And then two, supply is going to be somewhat limited here, at least for the first half of the summer. Guys, I'm going to stay on top of this, but it seems like a lot more companies and manufacturers are going to be issuing statements in the near future.
If you drive a modern day GM vehicle, listen up, because something bad's about to happen. If you go and get your oil changed with your modern day GM, Buick, GMC, Chevy, any vehicle that uses Dexos oil, there's some bad news. You see, Dexos is a trademark of GM, as you can see. Every single GM vehicle requires Dexos in the engine. Dexos is like an added detergent that GM copyrighted, they trademarked. I don't know exactly what it does, but every single GM in existence, if you look on your oil cap, it says use 5W30 Dexos. But due to the war in Iran, Dexos is about to become extinct for a little while. You see, the factory where they actually manufacture the Dexos was blown up. If you don't believe me, go look it up. And our oil supplier who delivers our oil told us that in 2 weeks, Dexos is going to be on a shortage. AKA, we're not getting Dexos for the next 2 years is what he told us. Now, you can substitute Dexos with other oil. You can use regular 5W30 full synthetic, but the downside is if you have catastrophic engine failure, your car's under warranty, you bring it to the dealership, they test your oil doesn't have Dexos in it, well, you're screwed, my guy. That's not good. And if you don't believe me, you think I'm fear-mongering, go do some research. It's not a good thing. But Dexos is one of the many casualties of this bullshit war in Iran. Not to mention oil is increasing substantially next week. As of right now, we have tried to absorb the oil increase as much as possible. We've not raised our prices that high to make up for the cost of a quart of oil for us to do an oil change in your vehicle. But we can only absorb so much. And it looks like shit is hitting the fan just about now. Now, we've all dealt with gas prices, but I don't think you realize everything that's made with petroleum, your plastics, your tires, lipstick, Vaseline, anything that's petroleum-based is being affected. That means the price of everything is going to go up. That contains oil, is shipped with anything that uses oil, or driven with anything that uses diesel or gas. So anything delivered to any stores, yep. Anything that uses petroleum, yep. The effects of this war in Iran are far-reaching. And I don't think you guys who still support this shit realize the price of freedom, the price of Iran not having a nuclear weapon. Because at the end of the day, it's fucking all of us.
Well, this is fun. As if the cost of food and everything else wasn't crazy enough, get ready because motor oil is about to go through the roof. And, you know, us old-timers, we've seen this before. Like, for instance, back in the 80s when antifreeze was 99 cents a gallon, you know, for the good stuff, not even for the premix, 99 cents a gallon for the good stuff. And then there was the ethylene glycol plant explosion and this global supply shock for antifreeze, and I went to $5 a gallon, from 99 cents to $5. And then I went up from there to where it is today. It's some absurd price. And same thing happened with Freon too. Even before the hole in the ozone layer and all of that, there was a Freon explosion. Freon R12 was 3 cans for $1. You go to any oil parts store, you go to the supermarket and buy Freon 3 cans for $1. But then there was some sort of explosion or whatever, and there was suddenly this Freon shortage, and Freon went from 3 for $1 to whatever it was, some stupid number, $5, $6, $7. Then came the ozone layer stuff, and nevertheless, we've seen this before. So the latest thing, according to the government, is that because of the events happening in the Middle East, that there's going to be a shortage. Toyota sent out memos to its people that certain weights of oil are going to be scarce. Auto parts stores are sending out memos to their people that it's going to get scarce. So the government, oh right, yeah, so the government didn't say this, these are corporations saying this, but if you have any inkling of how this world actually works, it is the corporations and their lawyers that are the government. It has been that way in this country since the 1870s, but do your own research. So at any rate, because of the things that are happening, oil is in short supply, crude oil is in short supply, and it's going to skyrocket. So let's just talk about motor oil for a second. It's been crazy expensive for a while now, historically speaking, okay? But here's the thing that's fun about this, is that the crude oil that's best converted to motor oil is found here in this country in great abundance in Pennsylvania crude, and Texas and other places. our crude oil is actually the best for making engine oil. That's one thing. And then there's also the recycling. And a lot of people don't realize this, but a good portion of the new motor oil that you buy is actually recycled. But it doesn't say recycled on the can. Well, it doesn't have to.
Hey. So, I hate it here. What do you mean we're going to have an oil shortage possibly by July 4th because of this unconstitutional war in Iran? What do you mean? What are you supposed to do when we don't have any gas? We can't go to work. Businesses can't function without it. Planes can't fucking fly. I fully well believe that this country wants us here trapped or either dead.
You know, I don't think people realize how crazy the world situation is right now. Oil prices are going to continue to go up. They're going to skyrocket. So people here in Canada and the United States, if you're not used to the prices right now, if you're complaining and struggling about the prices right now, wait till next week or the week after that. They're about to get crazy. And I'll explain why. The fuel that's being disrupted right now and all the infrastructure that's destroyed, it's not going to come back magically overnight, even if the conflict was over tomorrow. It will take years to get that capacity back. So if you can imagine that the whole global community, let me put it in simpler terms, shares a $100 bill. Now let's say somebody takes away that $100 bill. All of a sudden you have the entire global community share $80. That's just not going to happen. People are going to suffer and people are going to have to go without. The cost of everything around Canada that's being imported, the shipping cost, is going to skyrocket. So we're probably going to see hyperinflation. And we're not going to see the conflict settle down anytime soon. Because what benefit would it be for China if the conflict were to settle down in the Middle East? I mean, they've always wanted Taiwan. And now with the oil shortage, all of Taiwan's allies that would defend it are starving of oil. Even Taiwan itself is starving of oil. So if China wanted to invade Taiwan, all they would have to do is wait until the lights go out and just walk right in. Russia, what benefit is there for Russia to stop the conflict? They're making mad money. In fact, they're trying to make offers to the United States. Well, if you give an intelligence to Ukraine and give it up for us, we'll give an intelligence to Iran. You can have that. Like, there is no benefit to stopping this conflict. And I think that's what people don't realize. Everyone's hoping that this conflict is going to be over soon, but it really isn't. In fact, Trump is saying, oh, the conflict's winding down. He's sending troops to Iran, similar to when troops were being sent to Vietnam, exploratory troops, specialists to see what's going on. Oh, and then all of a sudden, huge, massive armada of boots on the ground. Come on, look at the patterns. Like, this is not looking good, guys. Everyone's trying to be baited into coming and participate in the conflict in Iran. Like, Donald Trump's throwing, words, exchanging words with NATO leaders, trying to bait them into coming to assist in the Strait of Hormuz. That's a very bad idea. And I think the allies know that. In fact, one of the allied countries offered and said, if the United States gives everything that it needs to Ukraine to defend itself, we will come help with the Strait of Hormuz. That is a bad idea. It's just an excuse to even escalate the situation even more. And I think our allies know that, because if other countries get involved, major powers get involved in the Strait of Hormuz, then that'll give justification for other countries to come get involved and help out Iran. It's just not a good situation that we're in right now. So if I was you, I would get used to budgeting, trying to make use of all your groceries, limit your travel, limit your driving, and try to get accustomed to going without, because this isn't going to be over tomorrow. Anyways, you stay deadly. And I said this a year ago already. It's going to be a crazy 2026.
PSA, this is what Toyota's going to be releasing the next couple of weeks. This will be the new bulletin. They're going to be going to, honestly, more water in the oil temporary just because of the shortage. Costco and Walmart are reporting not having any new shipments in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned.
Are you guys ready for the oil filter shortage? Now, before I get called out again like I did with the Dexos for posting misinformation, let me break it down for you. Fram oil filters are a huge part of our industry, like them or not. This is a Napa filter, not a Fram filter, obviously. But a lot of people rely on Fram filters for everyday use. They go to Walmart, they buy a Fram filter, they do it themselves. They go to Walmart, get their oil changed at Walmart, they supply Fram filters. Last weekend, I went to my local Walmart and they had all their Fram filters on sale. I was able to get multiple air filters and cabin filters for my vehicles for like $30 total. I got about $100 worth of filters for $30. Some of the cabin filters were actually $1 for my Ram. I mean, air filters, I don't really care what air filter I use in my car. I also don't care about the cabin filter, so I'll use Fram all day. Now, oil filters, I won't use oil filters. I won't use their Fram. But anyway, what's happening with Fram is the CEO of First Group, First Brands, whatever it's called, was involved in some giant fraud, scam, scheme. Anyway, the company has lost like billions of dollars. And they're basically about to liquidate. Now, if you don't believe me, look it up. Now, what does this mean for you? Well, what this means for you is if there's a shortage of filters, which there may or may not be, okay? There may or may not be. Prices will go up on all the filters. It's basic economics, supply and demand. If you're missing a huge chunk of the market, somebody has to make up for it. So whether you use Napa, whether you use, OEM, whatever, you have to make up for that. So if Fram disappears, prices are going to rise. Now, hopefully they liquidate and somebody else buys Fram, even though Fram is basically just glorified cardboard. But if they don't, well, we'll see what happens. The funny thing is, you guys are going to call me crazy, but I've been doing this literally for the past year just because I buy them cheap, and whenever I see them cheap, I buy them. Either way, I am totally prepared for all my vehicles. Am I telling you guys to stock up on oil filters? No, I'm not. I'm just telling you what's happening. The shelves are bare at Walmart. Fram looks like it's probably going out of business unless somebody else buys it. So fingers crossed that's what happens. I know a lot of you guys are hoping Fram just disappears forever. That could happen too. But the point of the video is I'm trying to warn you, and I'm just making content. I'm gonna say one more thing. If prices do go up, it'll stabilize eventually. But if Fram goes out of business, you're going to see a little bit of a spike in price. I wouldn't worry too much about it. This video is literally for entertainment purposes only, and take what I say with a grain of salt.
Folks, with all the shortages that are going to be coming with everything from the war, one thing to think about is engine oil. There's going to be a shortage of this, especially if you have a really specific one like a 0W20 or whatever. Either way, you may want to get probably 2 oil changes worth, because you'll see the price start to go up and then you may not see the bottles at all on the shelf. Just a heads up.
I just wanted to relay these messages to you, whether you choose to believe or not. That's entirely up to you. But I would be remiss if I didn't. I believe we are facing a global crisis that the world hasn't yet to fully realize or understand. And unfortunately, the American citizens are the last ones to know about it, especially when you're not paying attention. These videos about oil shortages, gas hikes, food price hikes are for your knowledge to obtain and to prepare the best way you can or know how. There's no sense of being caught in the dark when there's so much information out there. The question is, are you paying attention? I'm paying attention. And I'm moving accordingly to the best of my abilities. With these oil prices going up, gas prices going up, food prices going up, we have to sit back and realize, what is this all about? What will become of America in the near future? Is this our new norm? Is this the new reality? I'll leave that up for you to decide based off of all the information that I hope you are receiving. If you found any value in this video, and if you made it this far to the end, please leave a comment. Also, if you don't mind, please leave a like. I would love to know your thoughts on this matter. Till next time, peace.